Well, one of the main objectives today is to get closer to locking in a fueling strategy for the marathon, both in terms of the brand of gel that I'm using and also the amount of carbs I'm having per hour. So last week I tested the Morton Gel 100s at a rate of, I think I did 70 grams per hour. I felt that sat really well with my stomach, but I did nearly crap myself at the end of the run. So it just all of a sudden came on. So I didn't feel sick at all. So I don't know whether that's because I was just having too many carbs. We'll see. So today I'm testing the Precision Fuel 30 gram gel. So this one doesn't have any electrolytes in, which is a bit of a bummer. So if I choose to use this one, I'll need to carry electrolyte tablets. But the reason I'm keen to try this one is it's a slightly different mix. So up until now, all the gels I've been trying have got the 1 to 0.8 ratio of glucose to fructose, whereas this one's got a 2 to 1 ratio. So I don't know if that's going to make any difference, but we'll see. So I've got 6 of these. I'm going to try again 75 grams per hour. I'd like to get more than that, but seeing as I couldn't really handle it last week, we'll just have to see. So the run itself is 2 hours and 50 minutes. It'll be about 37K total. I've got about an hour and 40 steady, and then some overs and unders. So I'll spend 10 minutes going 5 seconds per K faster than my marathon pace, and then 5 minutes slower than my marathon pace. And I'll do that 4 times. Feeling okay today, definitely feeling tired. I'm very much looking forward to a deload week next week. It's been 4 weeks of solid building. I did 140K, 150, 160, and then today, well, this week will be about 165. So lots of volume and a 4-week continuous build. So I'm definitely ready for a deload week, but hopefully I can get this one done and it does some good.
Come on, quick, pack your bags, let's go.
Well, just in the steady portion of the run now, and it's going really well. I've just had some of my first gel, and I like it. It's the consistency that I want. So I don't like them too runny, because otherwise, because I hang on to them, like I don't have the whole thing at once. I try and have half, then space it out, and then have another half, kind of 10 or 15 minutes later, just to try and stop those spikes in the blood glucose levels. Good consistency so it doesn't spill and get all sticky. Flavor's good. It is only the first one, so we'll see how it sits in my stomach. But so far so good. And the run's going fine. Like, I was really nervous coming into this one. After all that mileage and a 4-week build instead of a 3-week build with no deload week, I was kind of a bit worried I'd just fall apart, but so far so good. Keep going.
Of the earth, dear, till we're far from my faults, to a place where I can't hear these voices. Come on and take me away, down the coast till we feel alright, love and lost and far from my mind, to a place where my doubt won't catch us. Come on and lead me astray.
Well, nearly at the work portion of the run. I'm 3 gels in, still going really well. So I've been having plain water every 5K. Again, to try and simulate race day, there'll be water stations every 5K. Well, it's plain water, but I've got electrolytes in it, because as I mentioned, the Precision Fuel gels don't have any electrolytes in. But so far, really good. Absolutely 0 issues with the stomach. There's no sloshing, nothing. But I'm only 3 gels in, so I'll keep going. And it's nearly time to lock in and get this hour's worth of work done. Guys, that was awesome in every way. So starting with the fueling, So happy, 0 issues. I stuck to the 75 grams per hour and it was the best I've ever felt on a run. So huge win from that perspective. So it could be a number of things. So I made sure that yesterday I didn't deviate from my usual diet at all. Because my long runs are on Saturdays, usually I would have had something I don't normally have the night before. So on a Friday night, you know, the family usually has some sort of dessert or treat, and I'm usually not strong enough to say no. So, because yeah, what I'm saying is I need to make sure I'm really strict with the diet the day before, so that if there are any gut issues during the long run, I know it's down to the gels and not the crap that I ate the night before. So yesterday's diet was spot on and 0 issues today. So I don't know if it's just from related to what I ate the day before, or could it be the different kind of ratio of glucose to fructose in that Precision Fuel gel. I don't know. Next week I'm going to try a gel with the more modern ratio of 1 to 0.8 glucose to fructose, and I think that'll allow me to narrow it down if it's that ratio that was causing the issues before or something else. But the good news is I handled 75 grams an hour without an issue, and that gel, it was actually my favorite of all of them. The texture and consistency was perfect for me. As I said, it wasn't too runny, so it didn't get all sticky as I was holding it. The taste was good. It wasn't too strong, so really happy with the gel. Just a bummer that I didn't put any electrolytes in. If I do use that one, I'll have to carry electrolyte tablets, but you know, that's fine. So yeah, I'll continue testing other gels in the remaining long run. So there are only 2 proper long runs left now. Crazy. And the run itself, so good. Really happy. As I said, I was feeling really tired beforehand, but I know it's amazing. Maybe it's just throughout this build I'm building more and more muscular endurance, but I just kept going. I was tired, but I just got it done. And the good news is, like, my cardiovascular system, my heart and lungs, really strong. The tiredness was muscular. My heart rate, it was in, you know, that first hour and 40 minutes, I don't think it really left my zone 1 heart rate. So cardiovascularly, if that's a word, I reckon I'm really strong and really fit, and hopefully it's just a case of building some more muscular endurance. And who knows where I'll end up after a good taper, because as I say, this is a lot of accumulated fatigue, and yeah, really happy with that run. Judging from today, I'd say my true marathon pace is probably 4:23, 4:24 per K. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to kiss the sub 3 goal goodbye for this marathon just yet, but it's looking very unlikely. But that's okay, I do what I can do, and there's still, I think, about 5 weeks to the marathon now. So who knows what'll happen after a good taper, and yeah, another good couple of weeks training. So I'm really looking forward to a deload week next week. I don't want to deload too much, so I do have a race at the end of next week, which is awesome, but I'm just using that as a fitness test. Like, it's not a fast course at all. In fact, it's a pretty slow course, which is annoying. Yeah, so it's a 10K race, but I don't want to peak too early. So I want to go into that race feeling a little bit fresh, but still feeling like I'm carrying fatigue. Because the last marathon build, I peaked too early. I reckon I peaked for my last long run. And that was for other issues, you know, I hurt my knee, and so I basically stopped training for my taper. So that wasn't ideal. But I really don't want to peak too early. So I want to carry some fatigue going into that race. So I will cut back next week, but not too much. So I might just play it day by day and see how I'm feeling. Yeah, really happy with the day, and so grateful for how my body is holding up. I can't quite believe it, considering where I come from, the state my body was in at the end of my last marathon. You know, that runner's knee just brought me to my knees. So really grateful that I discovered the Movement Vault app. If you've got any knee issues or any issues, I really encourage you to check that out, because it's just worked wonders for me and fixed my issues really quickly and allowed me to build up some serious volume. And you know, this continues to be a really interesting experiment. I mean, the volume I'm doing it's crazy for someone as slow as me. And what I mean by that is the kind of mileage I'm doing is, I guess, more typical for weekly mileage of like a 230, 220 marathoner. So the fact that I'm not even sub 3 and doing that, it's interesting. And most of it is like, at the end of this block, I'll analyze my training intensity distribution. Most of it is really low intensity. So 85% of my total volume is zone 2 or below, and most of that's zone 1. So it's not as if I'm like just going flat out the whole time. The majority of it is really easy, but it's still a lot. It's still a lot of volume for someone as slow as me. But I'm just really grateful that, the experiment hasn't backfired, because I knew it was a risk building to, this mileage at my stage in my running journey. But it was a risk I was willing to take just to see what happens. And yeah, just really happy that I'm not injured, that I'm enjoying running. Happy that I've got a deload week. Bring on next week, bring on the race. Thanks for watching, and I will see you then.